Guruji. I hope you guys are safe during this pandemic situation. Today we are going to talk about how to handle missing values efficiently. So without further delay, let's begin. So guys, this is the data set for today which we are going to take into consideration while doing this exercise. So this is a basic student and marks data set which have columns like student name, mentor name, math marks, science marks, and so on, language, age, etc. So we can see that there are some missing values in these columns which needs to be taken care of, and we will see how in few minutes. So guys, this is a Jupyter notebook. I have already opened it, and if you want to have insight about how to import important libraries, how to set your working directory, and how to read your data which is in CSV format into a pandas data frame, you can refer to one of my older videos which I have posted on my channel Data Guruji, and I think those videos would be very helpful in taking care of these three things. So I will not invest much time on these activities and we will move forward. So we have imported the libraries, we have set up a working directory, we have read the .csv file into student data frame, and this is what our data frame looks like. So we can see that there are some missing values which are represented as NaN in this data frame, and there are quite a few. So we will move forward with the first part of handling missing values, which is to inspect the data frame. And to inspect the data frame, we will use a functionality of pandas which is data frame.head, and which helps us to view first 5 rows of our data frame. So these are the first 5 rows of our data frame. Similarly, we will use student.tail to view the last 5 rows of our data frame. So by this we can get an understanding that there are quite a few missing values. Now we will use a functionality of pandas which is .info, which prints a concise summary of the data frame. And to do that, so we will get a concise summary. We get range index, 47 entries are there, 0 to 46 is the index. These are the column names, these are null values in those columns. There are data types, this is very important. So every column, whether it has categorical values or integer values, it has to be in specific data type. Categorical values must be in object data type, and integer values has to be in integer or float data type. Moving forward, we will use again another functionality of pandas which is .describe, which gives us a descriptive statistic of the data frame columns, and we will see that it has given us column wise count, means, standard deviation, minimum 25%, 50%, 75%, and maximum. So these are percentiles which we have provided. Now we will check the dimensionality of the data frame by using .shape functionality of pandas, and we get the data dimensions of our data frame, which is 47 rows and 15 columns. So the inspection part is over now guys, and we have seen that there are few missing entries in our data frame which has to be taken care of. So to do that, first we will check for the column wise null count and indicate whether values are missing, and to do that we will use .isNull function, which gives us the sum of values for the requested axis, and by default it's 0. So if we do that, we will get column wise null values. So So we can see that mentor name has 9 null values, language is on a higher side which has 13 null values, hobbies is also on a higher side. Apart from that, there are 5 6 null values in the marks columns as well. Now we will do the same for the rows, and to do that we will change the axis. So axis 0 is essentially the column axis and axis 1 is the row axis. So axis 0 is sum of rows and axis 1 is the sum of columns. And moving forward, we will check the column wise null percentages, and as you can see that there are few null values. Highest is hobbies, which we have already seen. Language is also highest, and we will use the lengths inbuilt function of Python, which is length, and it essentially returns the number of items in an object. So basically what we have done, we have divided the missing values. So suppose for an example, we have divided 6 by 47 and it comes somewhere around 12.77, and for each and every column we have done null values divided by total length of the data frame, and which will return us these values, column wise null percentages. Moving forward, now we have identified that these are the null values which are represented column wise, and we can easily identify if at all there are some columns which we don't need in our exercise, and we can drop those columns straight away. In this case, we have found out that we don't need serial number column, we don't need hobbies column, we don't need mentor name column, and we can drop all those columns. And again we have to check for column wise null percentages, because we have to keep checking that what is the improvement in our data set. So after dropping these columns, again we can see that there are still some null values. Now on inspection, you might notice that some column have large null values, and we need to drop all those rows for such columns which have null values. And to do that, we will drop the rows with high percent of null values with columns with high percent of null values. And to elaborate this more, I will see that sport marks column, which is here, is also on a higher side, which has high null values, but I cannot drop the whole column because it is important to me. So what I can do, I can drop the rows which are null in this column. So only those rows will be dropped which have null values in sports marks column, and to do that I will use mp.isNan functionality of NumPy. So guys, NumPy we haven't covered in detail in this assignment, and I can assure you that I will make a detailed video on NumPy and its functionalities later on. But today we can remember or memorize this, that np.isNan negate. So what essentially we are trying to do, that we are removing the NA values of sports marks column, and we are removing all the rows with NA values in sports marks column. So this, if we remove this negate, this essentially shows that student data frame will consider only those rows which have NA values in sports marks column. And if I put a negate over here, now it is exactly the opposite of that. So this student data frame now will consider the non-null values of the sports marks column. So all the null values will be dropped, and it is essentially written over here that this np.isNaN test element wise null values and return results as a boolean array. Moving forward again, now that we have dropped all the null values of rows in the student data frame, we can again check the column wise null percentage, and voila, the all the rows with null values has been dropped, and now the data frame looks pretty decent. Moving forward, we will now count the number of rows which have 2 or more null values. So in our entire data frame, we want to count the rows which have more than 2 null values, because the data frame size which we have taken into consideration is a very small in size with only 47 rows. That's why we have kept the threshold on 2. If you do on the larger data set, you can change it to 20, 25, 50 as per your requirements. So to do that, we will use length function again, and we will use isNull.sum access1, because we are doing this operation in rows greater than equal to 2 index. So we have to do it index wise. So if we do it, 3 rows are there which are null. So now we need to drop these 3 rows. So again, we will use the same functionality which we have used in student bracket negate np.isNaN. Again, we are going to do that same thing, but we are not going to use numpy in this. And so essentially what we are trying to say that we are dropping all the rows which have 2 or more missing values, and again we are checking for the column wise row percentages. So we can see that it has further improved. We don't see any null values in the marks columns and the country column, which had some null values previously, and mentor rating columns also had some null values, but all those null values has been taken care of. Now moving forward, we will come to the part where we want to understand that how can we take care of null values in the columns which doesn't have numerical values, which have categorical values. Suppose the language column, in which we have the language spoken by the students. So for that, we will use the describe functionality of pandas, and if we describe the language column, you'll see that the count in this column is 32. So 47 are the total length of the data set, and roughly 15 entries are there which are null. Unique, so 2 categories are there, and out of which English is the most frequent category. So guys, when we do this kind of exercise, we have some background on the data which we had. So in this case, we know that this is the data of the students studying in a school which is situated somewhere in USA, and it is quite obvious that most of the students will be comfortable in speaking English. So we can assume that out of 15 missing values, if we want to fill a language, we can justify that English will be the spoken language of those students for which the values are missing. So we can replace the null values here with English. And to do that, we will use student language dot fill na functionality, and we will do it in place is equal to true, because we want to make these changes permanent in this data set. It is not on temporary basis. So after using the fill na function to replace the null values with English, we will again check column wise null percentages, and this is very important, guys. You have to keep checking that whether or not you are on the right track in cleaning your data. And to do that, we will run this code. Voila. So you can see you have taken care of all the null values in your data set, and right now you are having a very decently clean data set which is ready for further processing. One step further, after completing the cleaning exercise, you will always want to know that what have you lost during this exercise. To do that, you will again check the shape of your data frame by using dot shape functionality of pandas, and you see that the dimensionality of your data frame has been reduced to 38,2, so 38 rows and 12 columns. But initially, if you move to the initial part, you had 47 rows and 15 columns. So roughly you can say that you have lost 9 rows and 3 columns. But obviously this is a very small data set, so you can count the data frame length on numbers, but if there are hundreds of rows, obviously you cannot do it. So easy way to do it is check the percentage of rows left after finishing the cleaning exercise. And to do that, again we will use the inbuilt function length student.index divided by 47, which is the initial length of the data frame. And once we do that, we have roughly 80% of rows left after the cleaning exercise. So telling you guys, from the industry standards, 75 to 80% of rows retained is fairly a decent number of rows which are retained, because the data set which you are operating on must have 15 to 20% of null values. So guys, by this we have come to an end to our exercise. I will provide the link to this Jupyter notebook file and the data frame and the data set on my GitHub profile, and you guys can refer my GitHub profile to get more details about this exercise and to download these data sets. And please like the video, guys, if you find it useful in one way or the another. Please subscribe to my channel. We are relatively a new channel and we need your support. Please share the videos with your friends who want to build up a career in data science.